All right, let's cut through the noise and get real. You're here, reading this, not because of some random click or algorithmic whim, but because something deeper, something cosmic, pulled you to this exact moment. You felt it, didn't you? That tug, that unexplainable nudge, like a whisper from the universe saying, "Pay attention, this is for you." That's not just a feeling, it's a signal, a vibrational pulse from your higher self, the version of you that's already light years ahead, orchestrating this precise encounter in the infinite matrix of reality. This isn't about chance, this is about alignment. You're not just stumbling through the digital jungle, you're standing at the edge of a quantum cliff, and the view from here is about to blow your mind. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine your life as a record player, spinning the same old vinyl, day in, day out. The needle stuck in a groove, scratching out the same tired tune, same thoughts, same reactions, same patterns. You wake up, check your phone, scroll through the same feeds, worry about the same bills, replay the same arguments in your head, and wonder why nothing changes. Sound familiar? That's the stuck record loop. And it's not just a metaphor, it's a scientific reality rooted in the observer effect of quantum mechanics. Your consciousness, the very act of observing your world, is locking that record in place, keeping you tethered to a reality that's starting to feel like a cage. But here's the kicker. You're not just listening to the record, you're the DJ, the needle, and the whole damn turntable. You're the one choosing the track, whether you realize it or not. Now, I'm not here to bore you with equations or lecture you like some ivory tower physicist, but let's get one thing straight. Quantum mechanics isn't just for lab geeks, it's the operating system of your reality. In the quantum world, nothing exists until it's observed. Your focus, your attention, your beliefs, they're the code that collapses infinite possibilities into the world you see around you. Every time you dwell on that argument with your boss, that bank account balance that's giving you heart palpitations, or that relationship that's falling apart, you're hitting play on the same track, reinforcing the same reality. Your consciousness is the observer, and right now, it's stuck on repeat, looping a version of you that's too small for the person you're becoming. You've felt the cracks, haven't you? Those moments when life doesn't just nudge you, it shoves you. Maybe your job vanished overnight, like a rocket that failed to launch. Maybe a relationship you thought was rock solid, crumbled like a poorly engineered bridge. Maybe you're waking up every morning with this gnawing sense that you're meant for something bigger, but the map you've been following is blank. These aren't accidents. They're not punishments. They're alarms, blaring from the control room of your soul, telling you the old record is scratched beyond repair. The universe is saying, enough. It's time to change the track. Let's talk about those cracks for a second. You've been there staring at the pieces of what used to be your life, wondering where it all went wrong. You lost that deal you were banking on, or someone you trusted walked away without a backward glance. Your routine, the one that used to feel like a safety net, now feels like a straitjacket. Your logical mind is screaming, "What did I do? Where's the mistake? Who's to blame?" It's scrambling for a reason, a cause, anything to make sense of the chaos. That's your ego talking, desperate to cling to control, terrified of the void. It's telling you you've failed, that you're broken, that something's fundamentally wrong with you. Spoiler alert, that's the first lie you need to ditch. What you're experiencing isn't failure, it's feedback. It's the universe responding to a seismic shift in your vibrational frequency. You've been growing, maybe without even realizing it. Your consciousness has been stretching, expanding, reaching for something bigger, and the old reality, the one built on your old beliefs, fears, and habits, can't keep up. It's like trying to run a cutting-edge AI on a 1980 seconds floppy disk. The system crashes because it's not compatible anymore. Your soul is emitting a new signal, a new energetic signature, and the universe, in its ruthless precision, is clearing out everything that doesn't resonate with it. That job loss, that breakup, that sudden disorientation, they're not random, they're the universe hitting the reset button, dismantling a reality that's too small for the version of you that's emerging. Think of it like this. You're standing on a launch pad, and the old rocket you've been riding is out of fuel. It's not just sputtering, it's falling apart, piece by piece, because it was never designed to take you to the stars you're now aiming for. The universe isn't punishing you, it's upgrading you. It's stripping away the scaffolding of a life that no longer fits. And yeah, it feels like chaos. It feels like the ground's dropping out from under you, like you're free-falling through space with no idea where you'll land. But that free fall, that's not destruction. That's liberation. That's the universe saying, You're ready for something bigger. Let's go. Now, let's get to the science of it. Because this isn't just woo-woo talk, this is where the rubber meets the road. In quantum mechanics, the observer effect says that the act of observing a particle collapses its wave function, turning infinite possibilities into one reality. Your attention is the observer, and what you focus on becomes your reality. When you keep replaying the same thoughts, fear, scarcity, doubt, you're collapsing the quantum field into the same old outcomes. You're stuck in a loop because your attention is stuck, like a needle skipping on that scratched record. But here's the game changer. You can move the needle. You can choose a new track. Your consciousness isn't just a passenger, it's the pilot. This is where it gets personal. You've been in that loop, haven't you? You wake up, and before your feet hit the floor, your mind's already running the same script. I'm not good enough. I don't have enough. What if I fail again? You're not just thinking those thoughts, you're broadcasting them, sending out a signal that the universe picks up and mirrors back to you. That's why the same problems keep showing up, like a bad rerun on late-night television. But those moments when life feels like it's falling apart, those are the moments when the universe is giving you a chance to change the channel. That fight with your partner, that missed opportunity, that feeling of being lost, they're not the end of the story. They're the universe saying, hey, you're bigger than this. Stop playing small. Let me tell you something from my own experience, because I've been there. I've stared into the abyss of uncertainty, wondering if I'd miscalculated everything. There were times when projects I poured my heart into, things I thought were my legacy, crashed and burned. Relationships I thought were unbreakable dissolved like sandcastles in a storm. I used to think those were failures, proof I'd gotten it wrong. But then I realized those weren't failures. They were course corrections. Every collapse was a signal that I'd outgrown the reality I was clinging to. My higher self, that part of me that sees the big picture, was burning the bridges to the past to make sure I couldn't go back. And trust me, when you realize that the chaos is actually a launch sequence, everything changes. You're at that point right now, aren't you? You can feel it in your bones, this restlessness, this sense that the life you've been living is too small for the person you're becoming. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You're waking up. Your higher self is sending you a wake-up call, and it's not subtle. It's shaking the foundations of your reality because you've been playing a record that doesn't match the frequency of your soul anymore. That job that's draining you, that relationship that's holding you back, that routine that feels like a hamster wheel, they're not your destiny. They're the scaffolding of a reality you've outgrown, and the universe is tearing it down to make room for something bigger. Here's where it gets exciting. You're not just a victim of circumstance, you're a quantum engineer. Your consciousness is the tool, and your attention is the blueprint. The stuck record loop isn't permanent, it's just a pattern, and patterns can be broken. The science backs this up. In quantum physics, the observer effect means your focus shapes reality. When you shift your attention, when you stop obsessing over what's wrong and start focusing on what's possible, you collapse the quantum wave into a new outcome. You're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing the fabric of reality itself. That's the power you're holding right now, whether you realize it or not. So, what's the first step? It's simple but profound. Recognize the loop. Notice the thoughts you keep replaying, the emotions you keep feeding, the stories you keep telling yourself. That's the record that's been spinning, and it's not the truth, it's just a habit. You're not stuck because you're broken. You're stuck because you've been observing the same reality for too long. The moment you see it for what it is, a pattern, not a prison, you take the first step toward freedom. You start to realize that the chaos, the collapse, the confusion, they're not the end. They're the beginning. They're the universe saying, you're ready to move the needle. This isn't just about you, though. This is bigger than you. Right now, millions of people across the planet are feeling the same tremors, the same cracks in their reality. We're at a collective turning point, a moment where humanity itself is being asked to change the record. The old tracks, division, fear, limitation are wearing out, and people like you, the ones who feel the call, are the pioneers. You're not just waking up to your own potential, you're part of a global shift, a quantum leap in consciousness. Your choice to break the loop doesn't just change your life, it sends ripples through the collective, helping to rewrite the story of what it means to be human. So, here's my challenge to you. Right now, in this moment, acknowledge that you're in the loop. Feel it. Name it. Say to yourself, I see the record. I see the pattern. That's the first act of power, the first spark of your quantum rebellion. And then, do something radical. Declare your intention to break free. Go to the comment section below and write, in all caps, I see the loop. I'm ready to change the track. This isn't just a comment, it's a decree, a signal to the universe that you're done with the old record. It's your way of saying, I'm here, I'm awake, I'm ready to step into the driver's seat of my reality. This is your moment. The universe didn't bring you here by accident. You're not reading this because of some fluke. You're here because your higher self, that part of you that's already living in the stars, is calling you to step up. The stuck record loop is cracking, and through those cracks, a new reality is shining through. You're not just a listener, you're the creator. So, what track are you going to play next? The choice is yours, and the universe is waiting. All right, you've seen the stuck record loop for what it is, a pattern, not your destiny. You've felt the cracks in the old reality, the tremors shaking loose everything that no longer fits. Now, let's take it further. You're not just standing at the edge of a cliff anymore, you're staring at a shimmering, pulsating gate, a quantum portal that's been waiting for you to step through. This isn't some sci-fi fantasy, it's the real deal, grounded in the wild, mind-bending truths of quantum physics and the electric pull of your own soul. You're here because the universe sent you an invitation, and it's not the kind you RSVP to with a polite, maybe. This is a call to leap, to align, to become the version of you that's already thriving on the other side. So, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the mechanics of this gate and how you can walk through it with purpose. Let's start with the signs. You know them, the moments that make you pause, that give you goosebumps, that feel like the universe is winking at you. You see the same number on your clock every day, 11, 11, 3, 33, like it's trying to tell you something. You think of someone you haven't spoken to in years, and boom, they text you out of nowhere. Or maybe it's subtler, like a song on the radio that speaks directly to your heart, or a random conversation with a stranger that feels like it was scripted just for you. These aren't coincidences, they're synchronicities, the universe's way of nudging you toward the quantum gate. They're proof that your higher self is working overtime, sending signals through the noise of everyday life to guide you to this exact moment. Think of synchronicities as cosmic breadcrumbs. They're not random, they're deliberate, like a trail laid out by a version of you that's already crossed the gate. In quantum terms, these are ripples in the unified field, the invisible web that connects all things across time and space. Your consciousness is tuning into a frequency that's starting to resonate with a new timeline, a reality where you're not just surviving, but thriving, creating, and living with purpose. That moment when you clicked on this message, when you felt that inexplicable pull to keep reading, that's a synchronicity. It's the universe saying, you're ready, the gate is open. Now, let's get to the science, because this isn't just spiritual poetry, it's physics. In the quantum world, everything is a wave of potential until it's observed. The unified field, that invisible ocean of energy, holds every possible outcome, every version of your life, from the mundane to the magnificent. Your job as the observer is to collapse that wave into the reality you want. But here's the catch. Most people don't even know they're choosing. They're so caught up in the old record loop, worrying, doubting, reacting that they keep collapsing the same tired outcomes. The quantum gate is your chance to break that cycle. It's the point where you consciously shift your attention, your energy, your focus, and start collapsing a new reality. You've felt this shift before, haven't you? Those fleeting moments when everything clicks, when you feel alive, aligned, like you're exactly where you're meant to be. Maybe it was a quiet moment alone, staring at the stars, when you suddenly knew you were part of something massive. Or maybe it was during a conversation, a burst of creativity, or even a crisis, when you tapped into a strength you didn't know you had. That's the gate calling you. It's the feeling of your soul aligning with the infinite possibilities of the quantum field. It's not just a feeling, it's a frequency, a vibrational match between you and the life you're meant to live. But here's where it gets tricky. The gate doesn't just open on its own. It requires you to show up, to choose it, to walk through with intention. And that starts with recognizing the synchronicities as more than just weird coincidences. They're signals from the unified field, proof that your higher self is orchestrating a new path. That job that fell through, it wasn't a loss, it was a redirection, a push toward a career that lights you up instead of draining you. That relationship that ended, it wasn't rejection, it was the universe clearing space for connections that resonate with your true frequency. These events are the gate's invitation, and your job is to say, yes, let's make this real. Picture yourself standing in front of a massive, glowing portal, pulsing with energy. On this side, you've got the old reality, the stress, the scarcity, the endless loop of not enough. On the other side, a timeline where you're free, where you're creating, where you're living in alignment with your deepest truth. The gate isn't locked, but it's not automatic either. You have to choose to step through, and that choice starts with your attention. In quantum mechanics, attention is everything. Where you place your focus collapses the wave of potential into reality. Keep focusing on what's broken, and you'll get more of it. Shift your focus to what's possible, and the gate starts to hum with energy. This is where I've been, and I'm not just preaching from a mountaintop. I've stood at that gate myself, staring down the wreckage of plans that didn't pan out, dreams that seemed to crash before liftoff. There were moments when I thought, this is it, I've hit the wall. But then, I started noticing the signs, the synchronicities that showed up like guideposts, a conversation with a mentor that changed my perspective, a book that landed in my hands at exactly the right time, a gut feeling that pushed me to take a risk when logic screamed, no. Those were my breadcrumbs, my proof that the universe was conspiring to get me through the gate. And every time I followed them, I got closer to a reality that felt like home. You're seeing those signs too, aren't you? That's why you're here. That's why this message feels like it's speaking directly to you. It's not an accident, it's a quantum event. Your higher self is sending you signals, and the fact that you're reading this means you're picking them up. You're tuning into a frequency that's bigger than the old loop, bigger than the doubts and fears that have been holding you back. The question is, are you going to trust those signals? Are you going to follow the breadcrumbs? Or are you going to ignore them and stay stuck on the wrong side of the gate? Here's how you start. First, get quiet. I mean really quiet. Turn off the noise, your phone, your to-do list, the chatter in your head. Find a moment to breathe, to feel the space between your thoughts. That's where the synchronicities get louder. That's where you start to hear the universe whispering, this way. Maybe it's a feeling in your gut, a sudden clarity, or a memory that pops up out of nowhere. Whatever it is, don't dismiss it. Write it down. Pay attention. Those are your coordinates, your map to the gate. Next, start looking for the patterns. Synchronicities aren't one-off events, they're a trail. Maybe you keep seeing the same symbol, hearing the same phrase, or running into people who seem to carry a piece of the puzzle. These are the universe's way of saying, you're on the right track. In quantum terms, they're the field responding to your shifting frequency. The more you notice them, the stronger they get, like tuning a radio to a clearer signal. You're not just observing reality anymore, you're co-creating it. Now, let's talk about what's on the other side of the gate. This isn't about chasing a fantasy or wishing for a better life. It's about stepping into a timeline where you're already the person you're meant to be. A timeline where you're not fighting to prove yourself, where you're not drained by drama or scarcity, where you're living with purpose and power. That reality exists right now in the quantum field, as real as the device you're holding. It's not a dream, it's a frequency, and you're closer to it than you think. But here's the deal. Stepping through the gate isn't about forcing things to happen. It's about alignment. It's about matching your energy to the frequency of that new timeline. In quantum physics, this is called coherence, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in sync with the reality you want to create. Right now, your old reality is like a radio station playing static, full of doubt and distraction. The gate is your chance to tune into a clear signal, one that resonates with peace, abundance, and purpose. And the way you do that, you start acting like the person who's already living that life. Let's make it practical. Say you want a career that lights you up, something that feels like it's worth getting out of bed for. Don't just sit there waiting for the perfect job to land in your lap. Start acting like the person who's already doing that work. Take small steps, read about it, talk to people in that field, create something, even if it's just a sketch or an idea. Feel the excitement, the purpose, the energy of that version of you. That's not fake it till you make it. That's quantum engineering. You're collapsing the wave of potential into a reality that matches your new frequency. Or maybe it's about relationships. You want connections that lift you up, that feel real and aligned. Don't wait for someone else to change. Start embodying the qualities you want. Love, openness, authenticity. Show up as the person you want to attract, and watch how the universe starts rearranging the pieces. That's the power of the gate. It's not about changing the world out there. It's about changing the frequency in here, in you. This is urgent, my friend. The gate isn't open forever. The universe is giving you a window, a moment where the energies are aligned, where the synchronicities are loud and clear. This isn't about tomorrow or next year. This is about now. You're standing at a crossroads, and the choice you make in this moment will ripple through your life and beyond. You're not just doing this for you, you're doing it for the collective. Every time you choose to follow a synchronicity, to trust the signal, you're helping to shift the frequency of the planet. You're a pioneer, a trailblazer, and the world needs you to step up. So, here's your call to action. Make it real. Go to the comment section and write, in all caps, "I see the gate. I'm ready to step through." This isn't just words, it's a declaration, a quantum signal to the universe that you're claiming your place in the new timeline. It's your way of saying, "I'm done with the static, I'm tuning into the signal." And then share this message with someone who needs it, someone who's feeling the cracks, the chaos, the call. Be their breadcrumb, their synchronicity. Because when you light the way for others, you amplify your own signal. You're not here by accident. You're not reading this by chance. The gate is open, and the universe is waiting for you to walk through. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to stay on this side, listening to the static? Or are you going to trust the synchronicities and step into the timeline you were born for? The choice is yours, and it's time to make it. You've seen the stuck record loop for what it is, a pattern you're ready to break. You've felt the pull of the quantum gate, those synchronicities lighting up like stars in the night sky, guiding you toward a new timeline. Now, you're standing at the threshold, and the real work begins. This isn't about waiting for the universe to hand you a new reality on a silver platter. It's about becoming the signal, the frequency, the living embodiment of the life you're meant to live. You're not just crossing a gate, you're transforming, like a butterfly still in the chrysalis, feeling the weight of wings you can't yet see. This is about coherence, the art of aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the version of you that's already thriving on the other side. Buckle up, because this is where you take the controls and start shaping reality itself. Let's dive into what coherence means, because it's not just a buzzword, it's the key to unlocking the quantum field. In physics, coherence is when waves align perfectly, amplifying each other to create a stronger, clearer signal. Think of a laser beam. Unlike a regular light bulb scattering energy in all directions, a laser's waves are in sync, focused, powerful. That's what you're aiming for in your life. A state where your mind, heart, and energy are in perfect harmony with the timeline you're choosing. Right now, your old reality is like that scattered light bulb, chaotic, unfocused, dim. But when you achieve coherence, you become the laser, cutting through the fog of doubt and illuminating the path to your highest potential. You've felt this before, haven't you? Those rare moments when everything aligns, when you're in the zone, when your thoughts are clear, your heart is open, and your actions flow effortlessly. Maybe it was during a creative burst, when ideas poured out like water from a spring. Or maybe it was a moment of courage, when you spoke your truth without hesitation and the world seemed to pause and listen. That's coherence. It's the feeling of being fully alive, fully you, without the static of fear or self-doubt. It's not something you chase, it's something you become. And it starts with a conscious choice to embody the frequency of your future self right now. Let's ground this in science, because this isn't just feel-good talk, it's how the universe works. In quantum mechanics, the observer effect tells us that your consciousness shapes reality by collapsing the wave of infinite possibilities into one outcome. But here's the deeper truth. The quality of your consciousness matters. If your thoughts are scattered, your emotions are turbulent, and your actions are driven by fear, you're collapsing a reality that's just as chaotic. Coherence is about aligning your inner state, your mental focus, your emotional energy, your physical presence with the reality you want to create. It's like tuning a radio to a crystal clear station where the signal of your highest timeline comes through loud and strong. So, how do you get there? It starts with embodiment. Imagine you're already the person living your dream life. Maybe it's a life of creative freedom, where you're painting, writing, or building something that sets your soul on fire. Maybe it's a life of deep connection, surrounded by people who see and value the real you. Or maybe it's a life of unshakable peace, where no storm can shake your core. Now, ask yourself, how would that version of you think? How would they feel? How would they move through the world? That's the blueprint. That's the frequency you need to start broadcasting, not tomorrow, not when the conditions are perfect right now. Let's make this visceral. Close your eyes for a second and picture that future self. See them clearly, the way they walk, the way they smile, the way they carry themselves with quiet confidence. Feel the energy in their body, the lightness, the strength, the calm. Now, bring that energy into your body. Where do you feel it? Is it a warmth in your chest, a steadiness in your gut, a spark running through your arms. Breathe into that sensation. Amplify it. Let it fill you up until it's radiating from every cell. This isn't just visualization, it's activation. You're teaching your body, your energy field, to resonate at the frequency of your new reality. You're becoming the butterfly before the wings break through. I've been through this myself, and I'm not just talking theory. There was a time when I was building something massive, a vision that felt bigger than me, bigger than anything I'd tackled before. The doubts were loud, the obstacles were real, and there were days when I wondered if I was out of my depth. But then I started asking myself, what would the version of me who's already succeeded do? That question changed everything. I started making decisions from a place of certainty, not fear. I started acting like the person who'd already crossed the finish line, even when the path was still foggy. And bit by bit, the universe started rearranging itself to match that energy. Doors opened, ideas clicked, people showed up. That's the power of coherence. It's not about forcing the world to change. It's about becoming the change. You're already doing this, even if you don't see it yet. Those moments when you choose gratitude over worry, when you take a deep breath and trust instead of panic, those are acts of coherence. Every time you choose to act from love instead of fear, you're aligning with your highest timeline. But here's the thing, it's not a one-time deal. Coherence is a practice, a daily commitment to show up as the person you're becoming, even when the evidence isn't there yet. The old reality will try to pull you back, your mind will whisper doubts, your heart will ache for the familiar. But every time you choose to embody your future self, you're strengthening the signal, making that new timeline more solid, more real. Let's talk about what this looks like in practice. Say you want a life of abundance, not just money, but time, energy, joy. Don't wait for the bank account to reflect it. Start acting like the abundant version of you today. Make decisions from a place of trust, not scarcity. Share your time, your ideas, your love, as if you have an endless supply. Feel the gratitude for what you already have, even if it's just a warm cup of coffee or a quiet moment to breathe. That feeling, that energy, is the frequency of abundance, and the universe will start mirroring it back to you. It's not magic, it's physics. You're collapsing the quantum wave into a reality that matches your inner state. Or maybe your new timeline is about freedom. Freedom to be yourself, to create, to live without chains. Start embodying that freedom now. Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. Take a small step toward a dream, even if it's just writing one sentence or sketching one idea. Move your body like someone who's free. Dance, stretch, walk with purpose. These aren't just actions, they're signals, telling the universe, this is who I am. And the universe always responds to who you are, not who you wish to be. Here's where it gets wild. This isn't just about you. Your coherence, your choice to embody your highest timeline, is a spark that lights up the collective. Right now, the world is at a tipping point. People everywhere are feeling the same pull, the same restlessness, the same call to break free from old patterns. When you step into coherence, you're not just transforming your life, you're anchoring a new frequency for humanity. You're like a radio tower, broadcasting a signal that others can pick up. Every time you choose to align with your future self, you're helping to shift the collective consciousness toward a world of connection, creativity, and possibility. This is urgent, my friend. The window for this transformation is now, and it won't stay open forever. The universe is giving you a shot to rewrite your story, to step into a timeline that's bigger, bolder, more you. But you have to choose it. You have to commit to coherence, to living as if your highest timeline is already real. And that starts with a single, powerful act. Go to the comment section and write, in all caps, I am coherent. I am my highest timeline. This isn't just a comment, it's a vow, a quantum decree that seals your commitment to this new frequency. It's you telling the universe, I'm all in. And don't stop there. Think of someone in your life who's struggling, who's feeling the weight of their own stuck record. Share this message with them, not to fix them, not to preach, but as an act of service, a beacon of light. You never know, you might be the synchronicity they've been waiting for, the spark that helps them find their own gate. When you share your light, you don't lose it, you amplify it, creating a ripple effect that changes the world. You're not just a bystander in this moment, you're a creator, a quantum architect, a butterfly ready to break free from the chrysalis. The coherence you're building right now is the foundation of your new reality. So, feel it, embody it, be it, The universe is watching, and it's ready to meet you where you stand. You've recognized the stuck record loop, walked through the quantum gate, and started embodying the coherence of your highest timeline. You're not just dreaming of a new reality, you're living it, step by step, frequency by frequency. But here's where the journey gets real. Just when you think you've crossed into your new timeline, you hear something, a faint whisper, a shadow in the corner of your mind, a tug from the past. These aren't just random thoughts or fleeting doubts. They're echoes, the lingering vibrations of the reality you've left behind, testing your resolve to stay in your new frequency. This isn't a setback, it's the universe's final exam, asking you one critical question: are you truly committed to this transformation? Let's dive into what these echoes are, why they show up, and how you can master them to anchor your new reality for good. Imagine you're standing on a pristine beach, the sand warm under your feet, the horizon stretching endlessly before you. This is your new timeline, a place of possibility, clarity, and freedom. But every now and then, you hear a distant crackle, like the sound of that old bridge burning in the distance, or you catch a whiff of smoke on the breeze. These are the echoes, residual energies from the life you've outgrown, trying to pull your attention back to the shore you left behind. They might show up as a sudden wave of doubt, a memory of an old failure, or even a person from your past who reappears, stirring up feelings you thought you'd released. These echoes aren't here to drag you back, they're here to test your commitment, to see if you'll stay true to the frequency you've claimed. Let's break it down with some science, because this is where quantum physics meets the grit of human experience. In the quantum field, everything is energy, and energy doesn't just vanish, it lingers, resonates, fades slowly. When you shift your frequency to align with a new timeline, the old one doesn't disappear instantly. It leaves behind traces, like ripples in a pond after you've tossed in a stone. These ripples are the echoes, energetic imprints of your old thoughts, habits, and beliefs. In quantum terms, they're the last vestiges of the wave function you used to collapse, trying to compete with the new wave you're now creating. Your job is to starve them of attention, to let them fade into silence while you amplify the signal of your new reality. You've felt these echoes, haven't you? That moment when you're riding high, feeling aligned, and then bam, a stray thought creeps in. What if I can't do this? Or maybe it's a phone call from someone who only knows the old you, pulling you back into a dynamic that feels like quicksand. Or it's a situation that mirrors an old wound, like a job rejection that echoes a past failure. Your first instinct might be to panic, to think you're slipping back, that the transformation wasn't real. But here's the truth. These echoes are not proof of regression, they're proof of progress. They only show up because you've moved so far forward that the old energy is struggling to keep up. Let me share a piece of my own story, because I've danced with these echoes more times than I can count. There was a moment when I was pushing toward a vision, something big, something that felt like it could change the game. I was all in, feeling the coherence, seeing the synchronicities. Then, out of nowhere, an old colleague reached out, someone tied to a chapter of my life I'd closed. Their words, their energy, their assumptions about who I was, it was like a time machine, trying to pull me back to a smaller version of myself. For a split second, I felt the old doubts creep in, the old insecurities. But then I caught myself. I saw the echo for what it was, a ghost, a memory with no real power unless I gave it my focus. So I let it pass, like clouds moving across a clear sky, and I doubled down on the frequency of who I was becoming. That's when I realized the echoes are a test, and passing them is how you solidify your new reality. So, how do you master these echoes? It starts with awareness. You can't fight what you don't see. Pay attention to the moments when your energy dips, when your mind starts replaying old scripts. Maybe it's a tightness in your chest when you think about money, or a knot in your stomach when you remember a past betrayal. Name the echo. Say to it, I see you. You're the old fear of scarcity. Or, you're the old story of not being enough. Naming it strips away its power, like shining a flashlight on a shadow. It's just energy, and energy can't control you unless you let it. Next, shift your focus deliberately, fiercely. In quantum mechanics, your attention is the observer that collapses reality. When an echo shows up, don't fight it, don't argue with it, don't try to analyze it to death. That's just pouring fuel on its fading fire. Instead, turn your attention to the frequency of your new timeline. Feel the qualities you're embodying: peace, confidence, joy. Let's make this real. Right now, take a deep breath. Feel your body. Where's the echo hiding? Is it a heaviness in your shoulders, a racing pulse, Acknowledge it, then let it go. Now, call in the feeling of your future self. Maybe it's a warmth in your heart, a lightness in your step. Amplify that feeling. Let it flood your body, pushing out the echo like sunlight dissolving fog. This isn't just a mental trick, it's a quantum act, collapsing the wave of possibility into the reality you choose. Here's where it gets practical. Let's say an echo shows up as a financial worry, that old voice saying, "You'll never have enough." Don't wrestle with it. Instead, act from the frequency of abundance. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe it's the food in your fridge, the roof over your head, or the friend who always has your back. Feel the gratitude, not as a chore, but as a vibration, a signal you're sending to the universe. Or maybe the echo is a person who triggers old wounds. Instead of reacting from hurt, respond from the energy of your future self, calm, centered, unshakable. Every time you choose the new frequency over the old, you're weakening the echo's hold, like turning down the volume on a fading song. This is a test, and you're built to pass it. The echoes only have power if you feed them with your attention, your fear, your belief that they're real. They're not. They're just ghosts, shadows cast by a reality you've outgrown. In the quantum field, they're like static on a radio station you're no longer tuned to. Your job is to keep your dial set to the clear signal of your new timeline. Every time an echo arises and you choose to respond from your future self, calm instead of frantic, confident instead of doubtful, you're anchoring your new reality deeper into the physical world. You're proving to the universe that you're all in. This isn't just about you, though. These echoes aren't just personal, they're part of a collective shift. Right now, millions of people are facing their own echoes, their own tests, as the old systems of fear and limitation crumble. When you master your echoes, you're not just securing your own timeline, you're lighting a path for others. You're showing the world what it looks like to choose courage over doubt, to choose presence over the past. Your victory over these echoes is a victory for the collective, a spark that helps ignite a new era of human consciousness. This moment is critical. The echoes will keep coming until you prove they no longer have a hold on you. This is your chance to show the universe you're serious, that you're ready to live as the person you were born to be. So, here's your call to action. Seal this commitment. Go to the comment section and write, in all caps, "I see the echoes. I choose my new timeline." This isn't just a statement, it's a declaration of power, a signal to the quantum field that you're done with the past. It's you planting a flag in the sand of your new reality, claiming it as yours. And don't stop there. Think of someone who's caught in their own echoes, someone who's struggling with the ghosts of their old reality. Share this message with them, not to fix them, but to remind them they're not alone. Your act of sharing could be the signal they need, the nudge that helps them see their own path forward. When you do this, you're not just a traveler, you're a guide, amplifying your own frequency by helping others find theirs. You're not at the mercy of these echoes, you're the one in control, the observer who shapes reality. The past can't hold you unless you let it, so stand firm. Feel the sand of your new timeline under your feet. Hear the echoes fade into silence, and keep your eyes on the horizon, because that's where your future is calling. You've broken free from the stuck record loop, stepped through the quantum gate, embodied the coherence of your highest timeline, and faced down the echoes of the past. You're not just standing in a new reality, you're claiming it, living it, breathing it. But this journey isn't just about you. It's bigger, bolder, more cosmic than you might realize. You're not just transforming your life, you're a pioneer, a trailblazer in a global shift that's rewriting the story of humanity. Right now, you're part of a collective awakening, a quantum leap in consciousness that's rippling across the planet. This final chapter is about owning your role as a creator, not just of your own reality, but of a new era for all of us. Let's dive into what it means to be a pioneer and how your choices right now are shaping the future. Picture this. You're standing on the edge of a vast frontier, a landscape of infinite potential stretching out before you. The air is charged with possibility, vibrating with the energy of a world ready to be born. You're not alone here. Millions of others are stepping into their own new timelines, feeling the same pull, the same call to evolve. This isn't just personal growth, it's a planetary event, a collective recalibration of human consciousness. The old systems, division, scarcity, fear, are crumbling, just like the old reality you left behind. And you, right now, are one of the architects building what comes next. Your choices, your frequency, your courage, they're not just shaping your life, they're laying the foundation for a new world. Let's ground this in the science, because this is where quantum physics and human potential collide in the most exhilarating way. In the quantum field, everything is connected. Your consciousness doesn't just affect your reality, it sends ripples through the unified field, influencing the collective. Think of it like a network of radio towers. When you tune into your highest frequency, you're broadcasting a signal that others can pick up. Every time you choose trust over fear, abundance over lack, love over judgment, you're strengthening that signal, making it easier for others to tune in. This is called quantum entanglement. Your energy is linked to the energy of everyone and everything else. When you shift, the world shifts with you. You've felt this connection, haven't you? Those moments when you're struck by a sense of unity, when you look at a stranger and feel a spark of recognition, like you're part of the same cosmic story. Maybe it's a fleeting moment of compassion for someone struggling, or a surge of inspiration when you hear about someone chasing their dreams. That's not just emotion, it's entanglement. It's the universe reminding you that your transformation is part of a larger tapestry, a collective wave of awakening that's gaining momentum. You're not just a drop in the ocean, you're helping to steer the tide. This is where my own journey comes into play, because I've seen this truth in action. There were times when I was so focused on my own goals, building, creating, pushing boundaries, that I didn't see the bigger picture. But then I started noticing the impact. Every time I took a leap, trusted my vision, or acted from a place of purpose, it wasn't just my life that changed. People around me started shifting too, colleagues, friends, even strangers. My energy was contagious, sparking ideas, courage, connections. That's when I realized, we're not just individuals chasing our dreams, we're nodes in a network, and every node that lights up strengthens the whole system. Your light, your coherence, your choice to embody your highest timeline, it's a gift to the world. So, what does it mean to be a pioneer? It means living as if the future you want is already here. It means acting from the frequency of a world where collaboration trumps competition, where creativity solves problems, where every person's potential is unleashed. It's not about waiting for the world to change, it's about being the change, right now, in every choice you make. When you choose to forgive instead of hold a grudge, you're anchoring a frequency of peace. When you create something, a painting, a business, a conversation that comes from your soul, you're anchoring a frequency of possibility. When you help someone else see their own light, you're anchoring a frequency of connection. These aren't small acts, they're revolutionary. Let's make this practical. Say you're in a moment of conflict, maybe at work, with a friend, or even within yourself. The old timeline would have you react with defensiveness, anger, or blame. But as a pioneer, you pause. You ask, what would the highest version of me do? How would someone living in a world of unity and abundance respond? Maybe it's listening with empathy instead of arguing. Maybe it's walking away with grace instead of fighting. Maybe it's turning that inner critic into a cheerleader. Every time you choose the higher frequency, you're not just resolving a moment, you're building a new world. Or let's say you're facing a challenge, a financial hurdle, a creative block, a personal doubt. The old you might have spiraled into worry, replaying the same fears, but the pioneer in you sees this as an opportunity. You tap into the quantum field, where every problem has a solution waiting to be collapsed. You ask, what's the most expansive way to approach this? What would the future me, the one who's already thriving, do? Then you act. Maybe it's researching a new idea, reaching out for help, or simply trusting that the answer will come. That trust, that action, is you anchoring the new timeline, not just for yourself, but for everyone connected to you. This is urgent, because we're at a tipping point. The collective is teetering between the old world of fear and limitation and a new world of possibility and unity. Every pioneer who steps up, who chooses to live from their highest frequency, tips the scales. You're not just changing your life, you're helping to birth a new era. The science backs this up. In systems theory, small changes in a network can lead to massive shifts, a phenomenon called the butterfly effect. Your choice to embody your new timeline is that butterfly's wing, setting off a chain reaction that could change the course of history. Here's where it gets personal. You're not just a random player in this cosmic game, you're a chosen one. The fact that you're here, feeling this call, means you're meant to lead, to inspire, to anchor this new reality. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet knowing that you're here for something bigger, that your life has a purpose beyond the daily grind. That's not ego talking, that's your soul, your higher self, reminding you of your mission. You're a pioneer, and pioneers don't wait for permission. They blaze the trail, even when the path is unclear. So, How do you anchor this transformation? It starts with intention. Every morning, set a clear intention to live as a pioneer. Say to yourself, today, I choose to act from my highest frequency. I choose to be a beacon for the new world. Then follow through with action. It could be as simple as smiling at a stranger, sharing an idea that excites you, or taking a bold step toward a dream. These acts are like planting seeds in the quantum field, each one growing into a reality that reflects your highest vision. But it doesn't stop with you. Pioneers don't just walk the path, they light it up for others. Think of someone in your life who's struggling, who's caught in their own loop, or facing their own echoes. Reach out to them, share a kind word, an insight, or even this message, not to preach, but to connect, to remind them they're part of this collective shift. Your act of sharing could be the spark that helps them see their own potential, their own role as a pioneer. And when you light that spark, you're not just helping them, you're amplifying the collective signal, making the new timeline stronger for everyone. This is your moment. And it's not just any moment, it's a cosmic window, a rare alignment of energies that won't come around again in the same way. The universe is watching, waiting for you to step fully into your role as a pioneer. So, seal this commitment. Go to the comment section and write, in all caps, I am a pioneer. I anchor the new timeline. This isn't just words, it's a declaration, a quantum signal that you're claiming your place in this collective awakening. It's you telling the universe, I'm here and I'm ready to lead. And don't stop there. Share this message with someone who needs it, a friend, a colleague, a stranger who crosses your path. Be their synchronicity, their reminder that they're not alone in this journey. When you do this, you're not just a pioneer, you're a lighthouse, guiding others to the new shore. Your light doesn't dim when you share it, it grows, illuminating the path for all of us. You're not just part of this transformation, you're driving it. The collective needs you, your courage, your vision. The old world is fading, and the new one is rising, built by pioneers like you who dare to live from their highest frequency. So, stand tall, breathe deep, feel the power of this moment. You're not just creating a new reality, you're creating a new world. Let's do this.